Well, hello, and welcome. Welcome to Biz with Joy. Grow your business in style, whatever type of business it might be, product or service. I am Joy Ruffin, your style and leadership coach, personal, professional, and spiritual development. That's what it's all about. But tonight, our featured guest is going to share with us something that more than ever we're all about because we're all working more or less in this box, whatever box it might be, whichever platform you're using. So we're going to be talking about the three mistakes solopreneurs, freelancers, and coaches make on their first Facebook live stream videos. It's never ending, right? So what I'm going to do is ask you to grab a cup of coffee, a cup of tea, maybe a cocktail, and join us because I'm going to bring up our featured guest tonight. I call her Dr. Yam. Dr. Yam, hello and welcome. It's so good to have you here. You pronounce your name fully straight through for them because I gave you a nickname because everybody knows I have a hard time with names. Dr. Yam.
Yes, welcome to everyone. I am Yamilette Williams, aka Dr. Yam.
I like that, Yamilette. And why? As soon as you say it, I can say it, but then if I lose it, I can't. But that's okay. I like calling you Dr. Yam. And you know what? First off, because I love the title, the label that you go under, because it's one that all of us embrace. It's the Keep It Simple Coach.
Yes.
How did you come to that name? I love it because it fits.
I think it came to me as just out of the nature of what I do and how I go approach things mostly is that I have a knack for taking very complex matters and kind of drilling them down, shaping them down to a more simplistic fashion that people can quickly understand. I come from an industry that we get very caught up in research and acronyms and highfalutenness at a time to get things very complicated. And at the end of the day, folks just want to know, what the heck are you doing? And so...
You know, they say, Dr. Yam, the louder you laugh, the truer it is. And that just got my funny bone because it's so true. So on and so forth. I love the title, especially now, because everybody wants simple, easy, quick, fast. Yeah. So talk to us about content marketing. But let's first talk about the three mistakes that most people make when they're starting out with videos. That's what we want to know.
Yeah, and it's all kind of dovetails together. Content marketing is building and creating information for your audience in various formats that you're able to deliver. And video content is a part of content marketing. It is a vehicle that you're able to create and be able to leverage and expand your expertise to the audience that you have to share the information that is most important to their needs. And video streaming is just one of many formats that you're able to create content and then being able to use it from a marketing perspective.
Right. And it always has been major, but because of this pandemic, and even though we're almost out of it, and the keyword is almost, not quite, most everyone who's working online has gotten more into online live streaming, however that works out, whatever platform. So tell us some of I think you said there are 8 major mistakes, but share with us 3 of the mistakes that are major and what can happen that one can get better if they're aware of them.
So mistake number 1, as I like to entitle it, is not preparing for that first live stream. So in this particular case, it's really easy to grab a cell phone and just hit the switch. And however, this is an extension of who you are and your business, your service, or your product. You do want to put your best foot forward. So you want to be able to have a plan, have a strategy. And part of that preparation is having the right equipment. And it doesn't have to, again, keeping it simple. You already have it. You don't have to run out and buy a whole studio worth of equipment. The cell phones nowadays are more than adequate in video capturing, as well as the microphones that they offer. So you already have what you need.
Well, I think most people are going to be absolutely over the moon to hear that, because a lot of people, especially if they're new to this online everything, they feel that they've got to go out and buy tons and tons of equipment.
Nah.
So I like that. And that's a good, it's true, right? They really
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
I am one of them. But in the meantime, what would be another tip? We're talking, there are 8 major, but we're going to discuss 3 tonight. What's the second tip that you want to share with us, Dr. Yam?
Yeah. So after part of this in their mistake number 1, and making sure you have the right equipment, your lighting and your background are also components as far as that preparation goes. And so that's one of the top mistakes, is that we don't take the time to prepare for a good execution of that first live video. Mistake number 2 is about not knowing your goal. What I mean by that is, why are you doing what you're doing when you're turning on that switch? Typically, what I've seen people miss is that there are primarily 3 types of goals that you're going after, no matter, in no particular order either. So the first one is, you're either, number 1, a goal is either going to be, are you doing this to build relationships? Mm-hmm. Meaning, again, are you trying to go through that know, like, and trust factor? Because, again, you're just stepping up in front. You want to be able to have and build a relationship with both people who know you and are following you on Facebook. But remember, this is also about expansion and reach out to people who don't know who you are and being able to share that expertise. Another component in that goal setting is that, are you doing this maybe to challenge in a community? If you are using Facebook or any of some of the other platforms where you have a shared community, then is it an opportunity for you to grow that community? And then third is that, are you trying to sell something? If the intent, again, is that's the reason why you're hitting the live switch and making your recording. Again, what are the goals that or which one of these 3 obviously is a goal that you're setting forward to creating that video content?
Exactly. And I think those 3 are absolutely spot on, because the preparation, the plan, and the strategy for whatever it is you're doing. Explain to us a wee bit more about the second one when we talk about challenge. How did you explain that, and how does that fit in to being prepared and having the right plans and goals? I missed something there.
Yeah, no worries. So what I meant by that is that one of the opportunities or goals that you can have is, if you take advantage of having a Facebook group like you have and I have, we both have Facebook group communities. This is an ability that you can go live inside of your community and maybe create a challenge. It's a great way that you're able to engage your audience and having them to showcasing your expertise. It's also an opportunity for you to bring people together to watch you, to ask questions, to stretch them.
All right. I understand that now. And the third one that you mentioned here is to sell.
Yeah.
Now, I know, and I know you will confirm this, and how you will do it is what I'm interested in hearing. You cannot come onto this platform and initially, right off the bat, start promoting and selling. It's a process. So can you share with us a little bit about how one goes about that, especially if they're new to this online marketing, live streaming? How do you go about building your community, your group, and then being able to approach and get out to people what you want to promote and offer them?
Definitely. So what this means is, Joy, you're absolutely right. You cannot do straight on selling like you're doing an infomercial. That's not what this is about. No. However, you are engaging people in what people call kind of like lead generation. You're dropping a seed. You're basically giving people an opportunity, an invitation to get more information from you without doing the hard sell itself. Remember, the know, like, and trust factor, the trust is the last one. They have to know about you. They need to like you enough before they can trust you enough to hand over the credit card. So really what you're talking about, you can talk about your product's features and your functions of that you may have, or the services that you may be able to provide, but you're not going to say, and it's on sale for, no. You can then invite them to learn more.
Right. I like
and
that.
Then drop the link and all those good things and redirect them, but no hard selling. This is not what live streaming is about.
Not at all. And that's only 3 of the 8 compelling type of things that one has to be aware of. Let's talk a little bit more about what you gave me, which is content marketing. Mm-hmm. And if you're a newbie and you're coming in, and so many are, Dr. Yam, now because of this pandemic, and many who've lost their jobs and are really seeking their true purpose, calling, mission, whatever verbiage you want to give it.
Mm-hmm.
What are some of these suggestions and ideas that you can seed them with for content marketing and how they want to present what they're about to the public and their market?
Yeah. So here's the difference. Why I love content marketing specifically is it's a long-term strategy. This is not a quick, rich type of method. Yes. As opposed to what I call digital marketing, where you're doing ad spend. You're putting money in front, creating ads, you're dumping monies inside, and you're paying for people to see your content. Content marketing is kind of more along the line of what I call sweat equity. It's also for the long game. It's an opportunity where you're creating content that's going to have a longer shelf life than an ad's going to have. So these are pieces like blogs, social posts, but again, they don't live as long as a blog would. Your email marketing is another vehicle. Your website is another vehicle where you're creating content in and of itself, and you're able then to reach your audience, and podcasting is another. These are all mechanisms or pieces and parts. So you don't have to get great at all of them. You find your sweet spot, and then you can grow from there. But content marketing for many is also, it's a low cost, but it does require a little bit more on the front end investing side from a time perspective.
I love the way you express that, because when it comes to content marketing, all of these topics or ways that you can do it, you mentioned them, but then what's aligned with that and how you end it is time is money. So continue upon all the variable, and you mentioned this earlier when you were talking about video and equipment.
Yeah.
How do you, when you, as a keep it simple coach, how do you approach people who come to you and align them with the right type of content marketing, equipment, and all the other variables that they need, especially if they're new at this? What is your approach and your outline for them initially?
Well, one particular way is doing what we're talking about right now, getting in front, using a free vehicle. Facebook is free. Us being online right now, this is a free vehicle for us. We're able to get in front of an audience. Yes. Being able then to take that particular content, and you can leverage what we call repurpose the content that you have. And so what I mean by your time is your money. And so that sweat equity can kind of fall in line with that as well. But you want to be able to use your time as effectively as possible. So that's where the planning can come into play. So because the content marketing is a long-term strategy, it does require a little bit of forethought and being able to put the necessary ducks in a row. It all makes sense once you understand it. It's kind of, I'm a very linear thinker. So in that case, there's a sequencing that can happen in a cycle that where all of the bits and parts can kind of come together. And it's just a matter of designing and creating a plan that's going to ultimately render you the outcome of more followers, more leads, and for generation that then can convert to a sale.
Dr. Yam, I'm hearing all of the things that you're sharing with us, and it keeps coming through my mind here, the noodle. What is it that you find most people who come to you who are more or less newbies, solopreneurs, and all of that, what would be the number one issue that you find that you have to concentrate with them more on so they can get to their purpose and calling and be what they're about? What would that be?
One, that they don't have they have not established their story. Storytelling is content. It is that mechanism that's going to allow you to get your message across, make the connections that you want to be able to do with your current audience, and most importantly, the people who don't know you. That goes back to that whole know, like, and trust factor. So in order for people to know about you, what are you going to tell them about yourself? And that's where content you create, that's a story in itself, is content. How you deliver that story, like the why behind why you do what you do versus where it's a service or if it's a product. Why did you decide to create that particular product? And why is this product important for someone to have? What problem are you solving? And so we all enter into this lane of entrepreneurship for various reasons. And the interest is around the why. And people are going to connect with you because of your backstory. Maybe it's your childhood. Maybe something you did during your spring break or your summer breaks, or you're vacationing with your family. You want to make it that personal connection with other people. It may have nothing to do with the product or the service. People need to like you and know you first.
Yes. Well, we hear this everywhere, this know, like, and trust. And people sometimes, I've found, kind of poo-poo it. But yet the way that you express that, you use one of the key words that I'm hearing everywhere now. You know how buzzwords just buzz around, they come around. And the word that you're hearing now, especially on this new platform called Clubhouse,
yes,
you're hearing it everywhere, storytelling. So whatever you're about and whatever the product or services that you're offering, they want more about you and the why, so that they can make that emotional connection. Yeah. And there are so many ways to say this, but that's exactly what you said. So that's one of the main concerns that you're finding that people have when they come to you initially, gathering the story.
Yeah, the authenticity of a person's nature that's coming through.
Yes.
If you're just worrying about selling, and then you don't even do a good job at that, honestly, that's problematic. You're turning off people. You're not drawing them into you. And so they're just going to scroll past you. In many instances, you've got to, and I work on this constantly. I'm not saying anything is easy or anything, but it does require work. But that story, your connector, is what leverages everything else about your business in making that connection. When you think about just in our recent news, Jeff Bezos of Amazon has a wonderful backstory. He didn't start with shooting to the moon. That man started with a desk, a computer, and an idea. And over time, that's his story. He had a passion about bringing a book product to people in a quicker format. I love that this is the way I'm going to end here briefly and take a little commercial for this reason. You meet so many people. I know you do, I do, and yet I can see in their eyeballs, they want to believe it, but they know there are no overnight success. This guy is a billionaire now, but how many years in the making did this come about, and how long did it take him? The energy, the love, the passion, the hours, and all of that he put into it. So that's a good segue. I'm going to take a quick little break, but I'm going to be back with you in a minute. And then I'm going to ask you to tell us a little bit about, I love your title, not only Dr. Yam, the Keep It Simple Coach, but that you are the Chief Learning Advocate for Synergy Solutions Partners, a leadership and education consultant firm in Orlando, Florida. Oh my God, it's never ending, all the stuff that we're going to share. So hold tight, I'm going to be back with you in just a second. I love that she ended with Jeff Bezos, because after all, most everyone knows about him, and that's not an overnight success story, but it certainly is a success story. Let me say to you that if you are here for the first time, or if you've been here before, it really is okay. I'm glad that you're here. Please put in the word in the comments, biz, B-I-Z, and you'll get a complimentary little booklet that's going to give you lots of tips on what we're talking about tonight, interviewing and how you show up, and tips to show up as your best self, and on and on and on. You're going to enjoy it, that I assure you. I'm also going to ask you to join my group, Leading Ladies, Leaving Legacies, because there you'll be notified all the time about all the wonderful, marvelous things that we're putting into the hopper for you coming up very, very soon. I'm planning now for 2022, and there's lots of excitement in the hopper. I've been saying this for a while, but now it's coming to fruition. So bear with us and stay with us. And your other assignment, you know that I love the movies, and it's always an assignment, is to follow and keep in touch with the people, the guests, the featured guests that I bring to you, because whether here now or at a later time, you never know when you're going to be able to benefit from the service that they offer you. And also, I don't want to forget that on August the 19th, I have another masterclass coming up, and all of that information is going to be put everywhere. I want you to sign up for it, because all of the information that I'll be sharing with you will be very beneficial to you, and you will not regret signing up. So now let me go back to our lovely Dr. Yam. I love that name, Dr. Yam. Dr. Yam, you do a lot, and I know that you're involved with a lot of different associations and companies, and you really enjoy working with all people who want to succeed online. So tell us a little bit about this Chief Learning Advocate for Synergy Solutions, and all of these titles and names that you Oh, wow. When I decided as part of my story,
Yes.
I had to make a decision out of a set of circumstances. And so I started working as an independent consultant.
Mm-hmm.
And how I derived at the Synergy Solutions partners is just that. It's an opportunity where I can connect with organizations. My background is in K-12 education. And also I do a lot with leadership development. And it's an opportunity for me to connect with other organizations or individuals that we can make a change that is different than when we first met. And so my firm is a consulting firm, and we are working with organizations in the forms of leadership development, team development, professional development, and training, as well as diversity, equity, and inclusion training and things along those lines. So we started as a one-man operation and have been able to, continuously grow. We've had of course, some COVID effect and made things the necessary changes. But that is one of my primary business entities is the consulting firm.
I love it. And you know why? I read through everything. Sometimes I peruse quickly, but I have a retention rate for different things. And one of the things that you said is the keep it simple coach for busy 9-to-5ers who want to create an escape. And if ever that was true, Dr. Yam, it's true now. People are searching and looking, exploring all kinds of possibilities, avenues, opportunities so that they can be their own agent and make a substantial living. So your timing is good. And what you said about the ups and downs in the pandemic, as much as it took away, it also has given us a lot too. Yes. Mainly for a lot of us is to explore and go inside and find out, who are you? Why are
exactly.
you?
Exactly. And that passion. The passion has got to be there. You've got to be you have to enter into entrepreneurship for the right reasons. Yeah. If you're going into it just for the buck and you're following somebody else's passion or vision, it's not good. It's going to fizzle. Honestly, you're not doing it for the right reasons. You're not going to have the drive and the necessary energy that's going to hold you with all of the things that are going to happen. Failure will happen.
I'm very karmic, and I love meeting and connecting with people and getting to know. And what you just said is paramount to my outlook, mindset, and my mantra. There's no comparing. You can see people doing things and maybe say, oh, I could do a little bit of that. I want a little bit of that. But make it yours.
Yes.
Don't take what somebody else is doing and attempt to emulate it for you from what they were doing. Make whatever it is you're going to take yours and then embellish it so it's a representative or a signature of what and who you are. And that's the mistake that we as women, I don't think men do this as much, but we're always comparing. Forget about that compare.
They compare. They just don't say it out loud.
I think you might have a point there.
And but you bring up another good point with respect to, I'll call it personal branding is another component that I think people miss as they enter into this space of entrepreneurship. That is another lever of being able to have the persona, the personality that's the driving force behind the product and behind that service that is also a part of that backstory.
Spot on, because that personal branding, no matter, it just aligns with what you said earlier and what I'm attempting to share with you here, and we're on the same wavelength. You have to find and discover who you are and how you want to represent and show up and spotlight and showcase what you are, who you are, and what you're about. Yeah. And then you will find others who want to come aboard and be with you. So I get that. All right. So now the time goes here. Who knows where? This thing called time and change. Oh, it embraces us all, and we better be constant with it or it'll leave us behind. So that said, I know that you have, because you told me, something exciting that's coming up for the month of March. And I want you to share with us a little bit about the freebies that are coming up that you're going to be asking people to come and connect with you about. And I'm going to attempt here to put up one of the links so that we can see. Tell me about the checklist, about the freebie and the promotion that you're doing so we can get people to align with you.
Absolutely. So as Joy and I discussed in the last moments together, we share with you 3 common mistakes. This is a part of my list of a checklist that you can find for yourself, go through. There's actually 8 components, and we just kind of got you started. But if you want to get the remaining list and have a guide to kind of really help you start so you can take that first foot forward in doing your own live stream, not just in Facebook, it could be in Instagram, it could be in Twitter, it could be on TikTok, wherever the same rules apply, then you can just find it here inside of our link that you see in the bottom of the screen.
Yes.
And you'll be able to sign up for that. And then you'll see a download. It's a PDF document that you can use.
I like that. You know why? Because everybody, most everyone, I don't like that expression, everybody, anybody, everyone, yet sometimes it applies. Most everyone, I'm using the word most, enjoys a good checklist. And what you say becomes evergreen. You can keep it forever. It might change, but it gives you good nuggets that you need. So I like that. And then in conjunction with that, you have your boot camp. Tell us a little bit about that.
So here is once you hit that live button and you make your video, what can you do next? And so we're doing what I call 7Xing. This is an opportunity for you to leverage your live stream video content. And there's the 7-day boot camp that I will be running effective. The first one is running August the 3rd. And again, right here in the link is where you will be able to sign up and register. It is free as well. And so I'm going to take you through 7 strategies. What is it you can take that one piece of content of that video that you just created for your audience and then be able to blow it up, get it out to more people, and broaden your audience and your reach.
Hey, to blow it up and that repurpose is fantastic. I don't know who originated and came up with that seed and idea, but it's really great. Let's go back a little bit to video, because here's what I'm finding, Dr. Yam. You know that there's a lot of ham, turkey, and whatever in me, and most of us who connect at different times. And I don't have an issue with it at all. But here's what I'm discovering on this new platform called Clubhouse, which I love. And most of us love it. Yet what I'm discovering, and it comes through in subtle ways, and I'm sure you can address this, a lot of people really don't enjoy, get no enjoyment or pleasure out of doing video. And so that platform is ideal for them. Yes. Now, let's speak to that, because it's far from texting. You get more than, you get the picture and you get the voice, but you get nuances of the individual. So why do you think that is? Now I'm going away a little bit, but yet I think it's aligned. Yeah.
Well, when we think about audio, we've all grown up with radio. We're accustomed to listening. Yes. It also, what I find fascinating, not just about the Clubhouse phenomena and its growing and its newness. Yes. It's just the nature of audio content is another piece. And it's an opportunity because you're able kind of to multitask at the same time, believe it or not. And I admittedly, I do a lot of listening because some people can't do that, but I do. I think just the nature of listening and hearing what other people have to say, it's also kind of conversational in a sense. And people are already accustomed to it just out of the pure nature of listening out of music, as well as just talk radio and all those other things that we've done in the past from the old school. And now it's just another level of comfort. And yes, you're right. Not everybody is ready. I don't want to say ready, but are ready or comfortable with jumping in front of a camera. I have several friends that are not, and that's okay. You find the platform that works best for you. Absolutely. And go with it.
Yes, I'm not knocking it at all, but I really like your take and how you explain that to us, because here's what I found, and it's aligned with exactly what you simply now shared with us. A lot of people I find on platform, they are open. They want their voices to be heard. Yes. They want to be seen and heard. Yes. The picture's there, the voice. But when it comes to TV and showing up, for some reason, they don't want that. And you're right. It's okay. But I'm finding that platform is so popular because that's what people are enjoying. Yet I think that as we get more and more out of this pandemic, more of these people who are on that platform will come to video, because video still people want to see you. So listen, Dr. Yam, the time, it's gone. Are there any pearls and words of wisdom that you'd like to leave us with? Because we know that we have these 2 events coming up that you're going to be doing. Yeah. And we've gotten our 3 tips about live videos. But what else do you want to leave us with before we say so long for now? And it's been yummy.
Oh, well, it's always a pleasure to be with you, Joy. I think for tonight, I just want to encourage everyone to take your time, understand your audience. I think that's the most critical thing, is who are you fulfilling a need for? What problem are you solving? If you don't have your audience, your target market identified strongly, you're talking to the wall. And that's not, your walls don't pay money. And so therefore, think about your audience. It's not about you. It's about the audience. And so how are you able to meet their needs by way of your knowledge and your expertise in your form of a service or a product? And once you have that nailed down, everything else, the conversation is about you and those people in your audience. And that's where you have to really focus on. So keep that in mind.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. That was a great ending, and everything was spot on. I really enjoyed this time together, always learning, perennial ongoing student. It's always a pleasure. The feeling is mutual. I'm going to put you in the green room, say so long for now, and I'll be with you in just a second. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. What can I say? She ended it as it ought to have been ended. And listen, everything takes time. It's a building. No matter what you see, the end result, it took time. And that's what she's sharing with us. And this thing about making the best videos and being video ready and being a pro, it won't happen overnight, even if you are the best of the best. Yet, if you stick with it and you stay, you'll begin to find your rhythm and your flow, yours, no one else's. It's always a pleasure to be with you. I enjoy good company. And every night when I bring you a featured guest and we get into our conversation, I get excited like you, and I learn, never hope to end learning, because that's the avenue to life and to change. You be well, you stay safe. I'm sending your way always the very, very best. And I'll see you again, like, how about tomorrow night? Soon. You be well and take care. All the best. So long for now. Cheers.